Johannes Trithemius, the father of modern cryptography and occultism. Ladies and gentlemen, scholars and enthusiasts, welcome to our in-depth exploration of one of the most enigmatic figures of the German Renaissance, Johannes Trithemius. Today, we delve into the life and legacy of a man who not only laid the foundational stones of modern cryptography and steganography, but also significantly influenced the realms of occultism and esoteric studies. Prepare to journey through the intricate tapestry of 15th century scholarship, where the boundaries between science, magic, and religion blur. Johannes Trithemius's early life. Born on the 1st of February, 1462, in the town of Trittenheim on the Moselle River, Johannes Trithemius, originally named Johann Heidenberg, emerged during a period of profound intellectual transformation. The byname Trithemius is derived from his native town, a common practice that linked scholars to their places of origin. Tragedy touched his life early. His father, Johann von Heidenberg, passed away when Johannes was still an infant. His mother, Elizabeth, remarried 7 years later. Unfortunately, his stepfather was antagonistic toward education, creating an environment hostile to scholarly pursuits. Undeterred, Trithemius pursued learning in secret, demonstrating remarkable tenacity and intellect by mastering Greek, Latin, and Hebrew, languages essential for advanced study during the Renaissance. At the age of 17, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and perhaps a desire to escape the oppressive environment at home, Trithemius fled. He embarked on a journey across the intellectual centers of Europe, visiting Trier, Cologne, the Netherlands, and ultimately Heidelberg. His travels were not mere wanderings, but a deliberate quest for erudition, seeking out the most esteemed teachers and immersing himself in the burgeoning humanist movement. Upon reaching the University of Heidelberg, Trithemius immersed himself in rigorous academic study. Heidelberg was a nexus of scholarly activity where the revival of classical texts and the study of humanism flourished. Here, he honed his linguistic skills and engaged deeply with philosophical and theological discourses, laying the groundwork for his future contributions to cryptography, historiography, and occultism. Career and achievements. In 1482, while returning to his hometown, Trithemius was caught in a severe snowstorm. Seeking refuge, he arrived at the Benedictine Abbey of Sponheim near Bad Kreuznach. This serendipitous event would prove pivotal. Enchanted by the abbey's scholastic potential, he decided to remain. Remarkably, within a year, at just 21 years old, he was elected abbot, a testament to his intellectual prowess and leadership abilities. As abbot, Trithemius was determined to transform Sponheim from a neglected institution into a beacon of monastic scholarship. He initiated comprehensive reforms, emphasizing discipline, learning, and the scriptorium's revival. His vision extended beyond spiritual leadership. He aspired to create a repository of knowledge. Under his guidance, the Abbey's library expanded from approximately 50 volumes to over 2,000, making it one of the most significant collections in Europe at the time. Between 1492 and 1503, Trithemius served as a featured speaker and chapter secretary at the annual meetings of the Bursfeld Congregation, a network of Benedictine monasteries dedicated to monastic reform. His involvement underscored his influence within ecclesiastical circles and his commitment to the revitalization of monastic life. Trithemius distinguished himself as a historian, producing extensive works such as the Chronicle of Sponheim and a 2-volume history of Hirsau Abbey. His writings were celebrated for their eloquent Latin and detailed accounts. However, his historiographical methods would later attract scrutiny. Critics discovered that he had incorporated fictional passages and invented sources, such as the supposed Scythian historian Hunebald and the chronicler Meginfrid. These fabrications were often employed to establish spurious genealogical connections, like linking the Franks to the Trojans, to bolster the prestige of contemporary dynasties, notably the Habsburgs. Contributions to cryptography and steganography. Trithemius's most profound impact lies in his pioneering work in cryptography and steganography, the arts of secret writing and concealing messages. His seminal work, Steganographia, penned around 1499 but published posthumously in 1606, is a masterful treatise that masquerades as a text on magical practices. It ostensibly describes how to use angelic and spirit forces to communicate over long distances, embedding this esoteric content within a framework that conceals advanced cryptographic techniques. The Steganography is divided into 3 volumes. The first 2 volumes, initially perceived as purely occult, were later revealed to be sophisticated cryptographic manuals upon the publication of the decryption key in 1606. Trithemius employed complex polyalphabetic ciphers and invented coded languages, demonstrating an exceptional understanding of encryption that predated many later developments in the field. The third volume posed a greater enigma. For centuries, it was considered genuinely magical in content, dealing with the summoning of spirits. It wasn't until the 1990s that scholars decrypted the third book, unveiling even more intricate cryptographic methods. This discovery highlighted Trithemius's advanced approach to encryption, including early concepts of enciphered code that anticipated future cryptographic practices. The controversial nature of Steganography led to its inclusion in the Catholic Church's Index Librorum Prohibitorum, the Index of Forbidden Books, in 1609, where it remained until 1900. The Church censured the work due to its apparent dealings with the occult and invocation of spirits, reflecting the broader tension between emerging scientific inquiry and religious orthodoxy. In addition to Steganography, Trithemius authored Polygraphia, published in 1518, which is considered the first printed work on cryptography. This 6-part book presented a comprehensive system of cryptographic techniques, including methods for encoding messages using multiple alphabets and the use of nulls and nullification to obscure the true message. The Polygraphia further cemented his role as a foundational figure in the development of cryptographic science. Occultism and reputation as a necromancer. Trithemius's association with occultism and necromancy significantly colored his legacy. His contemporaries often blurred the lines between his cryptographic prowess and magical practices, leading to a reputation as a sorcerer. This perception was exacerbated by his interest in esoteric subjects and his connections with other occult scholars. A pivotal narrative involves Trithemius's relationship with Emperor Maximilian I and his deceased wife, Mary of Burgundy. According to accounts, particularly those recounted by Martin Luther in his Tischreden table, and later by Augustin Lerkheimer, Trithemius was summoned to console the grieving emperor. Employing his supposed necromantic abilities, Trithemius allegedly conjured an apparition of Mary so lifelike that Maximilian recognized a private birthmark. While this story contributed to the mythos surrounding Trithemius, it also served as a cautionary tale about the perils of engaging with forbidden arts. These tales became intertwined with the Faust legend, wherein a scholar makes a pact with demonic forces in exchange for knowledge and power. Trithemius's depiction in these narratives underscores the era's fascination and anxiety regarding the boundaries of human knowledge and the supernatural. Moreover, Trithemius corresponded with and mentored individuals like Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, a prominent occult philosopher, and Paracelsus, a renowned alchemist and physician. His guidance influenced their work, which often straddled the line between accepted science and occult practices. Influence on students and legacy. Trithemius's intellectual legacy is significantly amplified through his students who carried forward his teachings into new realms of thought. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, perhaps his most famous pupil, became a pivotal figure in the propagation of occult philosophy. Agrippa's magnum opus, De Occulta Philosophia, synthesized Kabbalistic, Hermetic, and Neoplatonic traditions, reflecting the profound impact of Trithemius's mentorship. Similarly, Paracelsus, a titan in the fields of medicine and alchemy, was influenced by Trithemius's emphasis on empirical observation and the integration of mystical insights into scientific practice. Paracelsus's innovative approaches to healing and his challenge to the medical orthodoxies of his time can be traced back to the intellectual environment fostered by Trithemius. Collectively, these students disseminated Trithemius's ideas across Europe, contributing to the broader currents of Renaissance humanism and the scientific revolution. His influence is evident in the subsequent developments in cryptography, where his foundational techniques informed the work of later cryptographers navigating the complexities of secure communication in an increasingly interconnected world. Moreover, Trithemius's dedication to building vast libraries at Sponheim and Würzburg demonstrated his commitment to the preservation and organization of knowledge. His bibliophilic efforts laid the groundwork for modern practices in librarianship and information science, emphasizing the importance of accessible and well-curated scholarly resources. Death and aftermath. Johannes Trithemius died on December 13, 1516, in Würzburg at the age of 54. He was interred in the church of St. James's Abbey, where he had served as abbot for a decade. In recognition of his scholarly contributions and ecclesiastical service, a tombstone was commissioned from the eminent sculptor Tilman Riemenschneider. The monument was not merely a marker of his final resting place, but a symbol of his enduring impact on both the spiritual and intellectual fabric of his community. In 1825, the tombstone was relocated to the Neumünster Church, adjacent to the Würzburg Cathedral, reflecting continued veneration for Trithemius centuries after his death. However, the vicissitudes of history were not kind. During World War II, the firebombing of Würzburg in 1945 inflicted substantial damage on the monument. Post-war restoration efforts, undertaken by the workshop of Theodor Spiegel, aimed to preserve this link to the past, acknowledging Trithemius's place in the annals of German history. Conclusion. Johannes Trithemius occupies a unique position in the historical nexus of cryptography, occultism, and monastic scholarship. His life and work epitomize the complexities of the Renaissance, a period marked by the fervent pursuit of knowledge and the often perilous navigation of its boundaries. His advancements in cryptography and steganography were revolutionary, establishing foundational principles that would evolve into modern encryption techniques vital to contemporary information security. Trithemius demonstrated that communication could transcend physical limitations, a concept that resonates profoundly in our digital age. Simultaneously, his engagement with occultism and the esoteric sciences reflects a zeitgeist where exploring the mystical was not merely fanciful, but a legitimate avenue to comprehend the universe's profundities. His reputation as a necromancer, while controversial, underscores the era's intertwined perceptions of magic and science. For the expert scholar, Trithemius's work offers rich insights into the early development of cryptographic methodologies and the philosophical underpinnings of secrecy and revelation. His integration of linguistic, mathematical, and mystical elements presents a holistic approach to knowledge that challenges contemporary disciplinary silos. Moreover, his historiographical endeavors, despite their flaws, highlight the evolving standards of historical inquiry and the potent influence of ideology on scholarship. Trithemius's life invites us to reflect on the responsibilities inherent in the pursuit of knowledge and the ethical dimensions of intellectual legacy. In summation, Johannes Trithemius was a polymath whose contributions transcended his era, leaving an indelible mark on diverse fields. His synthesis of cryptography, occultism, and scholarship embodies the Renaissance spirit, an enduring testament to humanity's relentless quest to uncover and understand the hidden facets of existence. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of Johannes Trithemius, a figure whose work continues to inspire and challenge. If you found this presentation insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the lives of history's most intriguing minds. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the rich tapestry of our intellectual heritage.